Good. All right. Well, I've been here before, but it's been several years. My name is Amy Ward. I've been the executive director of Deschutes Children's Foundation since October 2016, so about 5 years. Deschutes Children's Foundation was founded in 1990. If you've ever driven on 14th Street between the roundabouts at Newport and Galveston, you have driven past the old West Side Church, which is now my office. Community leaders got together and realized that there was a need for children and families to have access. People needed help in our community. Nonprofits needed a helping hand getting their missions off the ground, and they needed a place to work out of. So Deschutes Children's provides, we provide facility space and support for nonprofits to help them succeed at helping children and families. So we are essentially co-working for nonprofits. We have about 22 nonprofit partners, and any given year they will help between 16 and 20,000 children and families out of our locations. Our partners pay what we call a use fee. It is drastically lower than market rate rent. It's based on their occupied square footage. So that doesn't include any common spaces like hallways, playgrounds, bathrooms, kitchens. So their rate is drastically reduced. We fundraise to make up the rest of it. And those funds for fundraising provide facility managers, which is a person who sits at the front desk during the busiest hours, directs clients, visitors, vendors, volunteers, is there to answer any questions. The idea is that if you need help, you can find it at Deschutes Children's Foundation. Several years ago, a woman showed up at the Becky Johnson Community Center, our location in Redmond, just down by the library, kind of near the park, right next to the Centennial Park. So you're probably all familiar with that location. A woman showed up, she was crying, she was super distraught, she had her young daughter and her baby girl with her, and she was escaping an abusive situation, and she needed help. And she came to Deschutes Children's Foundation, and a number of people from a variety of programs dropped everything and helped her. There was someone from Latino Community Association that was able to help with some translation services from Spanish. She connected with Saving Grace, who connected her with law enforcement. One of our partners was able to find a bottle for the baby. Another partner was able to find some formula. Someone came up with some toys. Women sat on the floor playing with these little girls while the mom was able to get help. A similar story at our location in East Bend, our newest and largest location, which opened in 2009. A woman showed up looking for a Family Access Network because she did not have any diapers for her baby. And that always just breaks my heart, because if you can't provide diapers for your kid, you're having a really, really hard time of it. And we have limited storage space. Family Access Network did not have any diapers on hand, but they were able to walk her down the hallway to our partners at Mountain Star Family Relief Nursery, who not only had diapers in hand, but also were able to tell her about their programs of their relief care to help combat, to address the risks of child abuse. So there are many factors that come into play when families are having a hard time, and Mountain Star Family Relief Nursery does a lot of wraparound services to help families get out of poverty and make sure that their kids have adequate resources. So she was a good fit for their program and was referred on the spot. And I love that story because it shows how such a bad day can be turned around by just being in the right place and connecting with the right people. And so that warm referral down the hall from one program to a next, the forced proximity of having multiple nonprofits in one location so that you're bumping into each other in the kitchen, you're seeing each other in the hallways, provides opportunities for increased communication, increased collaboration, and increased access to services for our nonprofit partners, all while saving them a collective nearly $800,000 a year, which means that the funds that you donate to Mountain Star Family Relief Nursery, to Healthy Families of the High Desert, to Healthy Beginnings, Family Access Network, all of these partners that you have heard about, the funds you donate to them go into their programs and into helping their clients instead of paying for, the fun things like, lights and electricity, like landscaping, like replacing roofs, like replacing lights, like plowing snow. We have definitely blown out our landscaping budget in January before because we do a really good job plowing a lot of snow some years. So that is kind of in a nutshell the story of Deschutes Children's Foundation. It's not your usual nonprofit in that our work takes a little bit of explaining to do, but I always think that's worth the while so that you understand how we provide a foundation of support for nonprofits to succeed at helping our most vulnerable community members. I mentioned our Becky Johnson Community Center. We have about 9 programs there. The Health Center and WIC are 2 of our biggest, and then Early Head Start also does great work there. It's been a challenging COVID year and a half, and we've seen a lot of our partners either meeting virtually or doing things by appointment, so we don't have quite as many people coming in, but we're proud to be able to continue to provide space and services for the community out of that location. In 2020, last year, we had about 3,000 clients that were served at the Becky Johnson Community Center, about 9,000 campus visits, which is lower than previous years just because we've closed our meeting rooms to the community. We have fewer people coming in. We expect to see that get higher as we approach a new normal, leaving the pandemic. About $150,000 cost savings to partners. Becky Johnson Community Center is owned by Deschutes County. In 2000, they had funds to build a community service center, and they came to Deschutes Children's Foundation and asked us, they said, if we can build it, will you manage it? So we manage it, we pay all of the expenses for the building, and don't charge anything back to the county so that we're able to have a location in Redmond. That agreement expired last year, and I'm proud to say that we renewed it for another 20-year operating agreement. It took some time to hammer out the details. Some of those agreements that we, it's kind of to clarify who does what and who is responsible for what. We are putting in new carpet as I speak, new carpet and flooring. We'll be painting next year on the inside, painting on the outside the year after, so we expect to see some nice updates. We try to focus on preventative maintenance and to do a good job keeping warm, welcoming locations so it feels modern and up to date, but also like a safe place to come and ask for help. Coming up for Deschutes Children's Foundation in general, I know that this is a Kiwanis group, but as a Rotarian, I have to mention the duck race. So Deschutes Children's Foundation is proud to be a recipient of duck race funds this year. $5, you never know if your duck could be the lucky duck. So if you are interested in purchasing tickets, let me know. If you are a fan of concerts, we had to make some changes. We raised a lot of funds with our annual auction, which of course was canceled last year. And that meant that we ended up with some Dave Matthews tickets that were going to be an auction package, and instead we are raffling them off. So we are selling 300 tickets for $20 each and drawing 3 pairs of tickets to the Dave Matthews Band concert at Les Schwab Amphitheater on September 8th. So you can purchase those tickets on our website. The odds are good. And then finally, we're bringing back our annual fundraising auction. You may have heard of the Art and Wine auction, which was our main fundraiser for years and years. We have changed it to a similar format, but now the name is Ripples. The idea is when you drop a pebble in a pond, the ripples extend out and impact everything around it. And if we all drop a pebble together, our ripples make a big wave of support for Deschutes Children's Foundation. So we're looking forward to gathering our sponsors and supporters and friends on September 25th for our big fundraising auction. We'd love to have you join us if you're available. And I feel like I talked really fast, so I'm sorry about that. I'm just so happy to be up here. But I'm happy to answer any questions if you have them, or tell you more about some of the other things our partners have going on. Yes?
So I'd like to hear more about Healthy Beginnings. I'm always fascinated by that program.
Yes. So Healthy Beginnings works out of our location on 14th Street. They provide screenings for children under 5 to make sure that they are ready for learning and ready for school. And I'm sorry, I actually don't have a lot of data points on them right now. They have a relatively new executive director, and I would be happy to put you in connection so she can come up and share more about what their program has going on. We provide the facility space for nonprofits, but our partner nonprofits all have their own budgets and boards and programs, and we let them succeed at doing their jobs best. We don't really get into their inner workings quite as much. So thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here, and I appreciate all the good work that you do in the community as well.